So I didn't start since we got back. So I still got back into old habits, like trying to go out, make money. Then mid-October, that's when I decided to lock in. And I actually didn't take an exam straight away. So I actually waited. I actually took my first exam on Thursday. I hit a trade, when was it now? Yeah, so I started my first exam this Wednesday. So I hit a trade on my demo account on Wednesday for like 8, I think it was 8% was my profit target. It hit, so I was like, yeah, no, let me just jump into the exam. Thursday took a trade, possibly one trade. And I got yeah, but for the spread, I had to basically make 200. So then I went on Friday, pretty made 200, and I pretty much trading. Yeah. But yeah, more of the story, like basically, like I know a lot of you probably go to uni, but I know there are some people like future students potentially as well that might be listening, and some people here like don't come from like educational background, they don't go to uni, don't study, but I'm not smart. Yeah, what kicked out of school, kicked out of college, like literally typical. But when I put my head down to this, like I took what I knew from before and I just hustled up and down, roller coaster, and just made sure that I stuck to it. That's it. It doesn't matter if you go to uni, it doesn't matter if you're on the road, it doesn't matter what you're doing, as long as you apply yourself, like the sky's the limit, literally. But no matter what anyone says to you, there's no way you can make 8K in 1 hour just tapping your phone. It's not like you're actually there. It's like you set your alert, you go away, you come back, you're 8K up. You know what I mean? Like nothing's gonna do that for you. So literally, I'm just here just to let you lot know, like I know a lot of you might be struggling, might be thinking, no, I'm not really getting this, or I don't know if I should apply myself, but definitely do it, because I'm telling you, I remember 2 years ago, I don't think you said this story before, 2 years ago I was lining up a baby cake. And I'm there thinking banana cake, marble cake, jerk chicken bagel with barbecue. Like I'm thinking, what should I get? This guy's here telling me, next year I'm gonna be 6 figures up. He's like, I'm gonna be this, and I'm there thinking, like, yeah, like inshallah, why not? But at the same time, I'm thinking, like, come on, bro, like, we both know the only way to do that, yeah, it's not gonna happen, kind of thing. But 1 year later, like, mashallah, he's came more than 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? He's like, may Allah give him more, may Allah give him some more. You know what I mean? Like, this is literally like, this course is a blessing, and I think you should just make the most out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, just put your head down. It's gonna be ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? But definitely keep it. That's what's a lot of people pass a different route. So, for example, he was a lot quicker in getting in terms of certain things. I was slower, and I was looking at certain things, psychology and whatnot, and he was slower. So don't see people get funded in the chat and say, oh, I need to be funded, or I've been in this September, or I've been in this extreme July, and I'm not funded yet. You know what I mean? So everyone at the time, so if I was to come to you with a proposal, you know, say a year, like study hard, a year to work hard, sacrifice a year to make more than 5 figures a month, do it. So literally, the sky's the limit. You don't have to be overnight. It's not be overnight. It's what you've got to put in the work. It's still at the end of the day, and when you learn, it's still the easy part. We can all learn the books and a big bit over there, imbalances and you know, stuff like that. But it's all about the psychology as well. And you've got to put both hand in hand. So I'd say definitely like don't get started when you see other people who join the semblance are getting money. Because they're all close around that to start after that. You know, the withdrawal is always harder than getting one for yourself. So I just say everyone's got their own path, keep believing in yourself, work hard. I suppose you've got to work, not compete in that, and everyone's hardship. You know, but there's no excuse. You've got to put in the work. Everyone's got some story, but that's that. step up and make the result and you know what I mean? So that's my answer.
And my guys, very historical story there. And I want to add a little side note, man. In my 3 years of trading, I have never seen an individual start trading and speak the lingo and actually understand so quickly the same way these guys have. In my life, never. I went football then the next time I met them, all I'm doing is this. Right. Well, I must enter for like a month, maybe even less. But like when they came back and I was speaking to them, I've never in my life before this ever. And to show you guys the background that we come from, that they come from, your background isn't it's not a limitation for you to keep alive, you know? You can break through those barriers, break through those walls, and really, you know, demand more for your life. And yeah, man, I want to give you that big one more round of applause. I think they really did talk about and probably what every single day, honestly. So big inspiration. Love every single time. Let's get started with the Sunday market breakdown Zoom call. It's very early, so I'm not sure if there's someone on here. Yeah. Okay, cool. Everyone's there. Let's go. I'll keep this on. Keep that off. Okay. No, this one. Which pair should we do first, guys? We're gonna do 2 pairs because of the time. EU. Okay, so everyone said EU first. Someone said USD CAD, but we're gonna do EU first. All right. Right. We open up EU. Are we connected to the internet, or is it just mad slow?
We are connected. I can see the screen. It's just slow. Not a nice match.
Oh. Someone said, why don't we do the answer from here, please?
Okay, 1 second. Guys, we're just trying to
It's gonna be
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me in the Zoom call? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, please. Okay, so for today's Zoom call, you don't have to put your camera on, okay? Only for today's Zoom call, you don't have to put your camera on. Yeah, you don't have to put your cameras on for today's Zoom call because we have an event. And yeah, everyone's face is showing on the screen.
I can just do that, bro.
Okay, that's calm. Okay.
And one sec. So we need to see your face. Yeah. And
Okay, this has got to be fast because
yeah,
we got to get cracking at 5 and then we still got to do the other stuff with everyone.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Alright, cool. Yeah. Fine.
This is going to be a very quick market analysis, guys. Yeah.
I wanted to basically make myself close again. It's not.
Yeah. Okay, first off, we're starting with Euro USD. We are starting with Euro USD. Let's take a look at the 3-month. Okay, we're going to delete everything. We've identified that price is in a downtrend. Why? Lower highs and lower lows. Okay, as you can see, price change character where? Right here. Where can we expect price to pull back into? Potentially this area here, supply. We still need to identify it. However, we have a change of character that happened prior, which is right here. We mark this out as a change of character. And now, what else can we see? We can see a 3-month level of demand from here to here. So the supply, demand. So as we're dropping in time frames, we go to the monthly. What can we see? Okay, price is in a 3-month level of demand, but there's no monthly level of demand. So what we're doing is we're still scaling in. We can refine this monthly level to this unmitigated level of supply right here on Euro USD. And we're now scaling in to see are there levels of demand that we can potentially buy the market back up into. Yes, there is. Where? This very, very, very clean level right here. This bearish candle followed by this bullish engulfing. So now we drop time frames. We drop to the 3-day. What's the 3-day looking like? Remember what we mentioned earlier? The only reason we're scaling in is to see if our high time frame, if the lower time frame bias complements our high time frame bias. That's the 3-day time frame. After the 3-day time frame, we go to the daily time frame. Daily time frame says what? Here we are. We have a refined zone. What else do we have? Okay, price came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down. But this is not really a significant level on the daily, but we'll still mark it out as a potential area that price change character from that it could pull back into if we get confirmation on the lower time frame. Okay, and we can also see a level of imbalance right here. Okay, and potentially you might find a supply zone above here, but for now this is what we can see on this time frame. And we want to mark out these levels as potential TP targets if price ever reaches it, or potential change of character zones if price breaches it. So daily, we now drop from the daily to the 15-hour. What's the 15-hour looking like? Okay, we have a clean level of supply right here. Let's mark out the supply zone also. We've got the supply zone and we've got the imbalance. Why do we have both? Because we are waiting for the story that the lower time frame is going to show us in order for us to understand where price is furthest away from liquidity and what POIs we are interested in taking the trade from. Amazing. What do we have here? We also have another what? Another change of character. So price came up, came down, came up, came down on a 15-hour time frame. So now we can move this change of character and apply it to this level right here, which indicates to us what exactly? That price may fill the supply zone instead of the imbalance. Why? Because once price may fill the imbalance all the way to the top. Why? Because price change character right here from this low. Price change character right here from this low. This was the impulse candle. So this is the move that caused the change of character. So we can delete this imbalance now. we can delete it. We can delete it, but we still consider it. We'll consider it. Why? Because we can wait for price to distribute in here and tap into the 15-hour in the form of a U-tag, in the form of an up thrust after distribution. So from the 15-hour, we drop to the 12. Okay. People might say, okay, what about the 14-hour? It's fine, but it's not significant enough for me to, take a trade directly off of it, which is why with these sort of time frames, you can just skip past them as long as they give you an idea. Okay. So 11-hour. The time frames you don't want to miss out on are the time frames that could be potential areas you can trade from directly or take profit from. So if I go back to the 11-hour, in this scenario, what do we have here? What else can we see? Level of supply and a level of imbalance. So because price changed character on the 11-hour, we've now moved the level of imbalance here. Why? Because we understand that from this wick right here, there are sellers in the market from here, which means that I don't believe that price will come back to just fill this imbalance over here and drop from there. So what do I believe then? I believe that price is going to come back and fill in the imbalance above, which is AKA the what? The extreme zone. The extreme zone. So let's scale in, because potentially we might get rid of that imbalance if we can find anything better. Okay? So we scale in, we're scaling in from the 10-hour to the 9-hour to the 8-hour to the 7-hour. Okay. Amazing. What can we see here? You can tell me what we can see here. Would you take a trade from here? Why? Early sellers. Well done. So early sellers, yeah? Delete that. So now we understand that we're waiting for this supply to fail. We're waiting for the supply to fail. That's a long-term target overall, okay? So now head to the 6-hour time frame. Same thing. We're just scaling in to see if price is still complementing our overall high time frame bias. Check the 5-hour. What's the 5-hour looking like? Cool. Imbalance is still being solid, is still being held. 4-hour now. 4-hour, same thing. Okay. 4 hours are the same thing. However, we can refine the imbalance to here now. Okay. 3-hour. What's the 3-hour looking like? Okay, and this is where you now become. Huh? You guys can't hear me in the back? My bad. This is now where you become an adaptive trader. Okay. So this is where you become an adaptive trader. If I look on a 4-hour time frame, what can I see? The imbalance is here. However, if I look on a that mic, face that mic that way. No, face it up. It's the lapel mic. Yeah. However, if I go on a 3-hour time frame, what can I see? The imbalance is from here to here. So what do I do now? No, I consider the one that goes against my desires. Okay? I consider the imbalance that's at the cheapest price. The most realistic one that price can potentially tap back into. Okay? So over there now you're like, okay, on the 2-hour time frame, there's not really an imbalance. So what do? You can still consider the 3-hour, because you don't want to now get in a habit of doing this. Although price can potentially tap into here. But what you want to do is you want to tell yourself, okay, I'm on a 3-hour, this is the imbalance. However, I'm going to wait for lower time frame confirmation. The distribution, change the character on something like the 5-minute time frame, the 4-minute, 10-minute, the 8-minute, 7, whatever it is that you can find a setup on. So that's what you wait for, okay? Now let's check the 2-hour, okay, the 1-hour. What is the 1-hour looking like? Okay, perfect, cool. So overall, it lines up, and this is going to be our potential take profit target. Why? Because we have Asian highs lying above this zone right here. Okay, Asian high. We have an Asian high lying above that zone right there. So now these are our take profit zones. However, we're at the bottom of a market. We are at the bottom of a market. We have to understand what could price potentially do. what I like to do is I like to go back onto the daily time frame and understand that what we are in a daily level of supply. So Euro USD is currently in the daily level of supply. So what do we wait for here? Accumulation. We were waiting for a Wyckoff accumulation. So I can now drop straight away back down to something like the hourly, even something like a 15-minute, okay, or even a 5-minute. What can we see here? Consolidation. So what do we now know? In consolidation, what's happening? There's buyers and sellers in the market in both directions. So let's drop to the 5. What can we see forming? Wyckoff accumulation forming. You see? What are we waiting for now? Spring. After the spring, what do we wait for? Change the character. After change the character, what do we wait for? Last point of demand. And then what do we do after that? We can look to buy up until these zones over here in order for us to be valid for sales back down because of the overall bias that we spoke about first on a 3-month time frame. That price was what? Bearish. However, this zone may not hold. Why? Because price change character here on a 3-month, and it's left behind a wall up here. So this can now be considered as trend line liquidity. You guys see, the way to analyze a chart is to analyze what it's showing you, analyze what you would have done, go back to the high time frame, go back to the drawing board, and delete that. That's how you keep your charts clean and you build a bias. Okay, so that's for Euro USD. Temporarily, I'm bullish in Euro USD up until if it wants to take out these zones. Overall, I'm bullish in Euro USD. Okay, we have multiple zones. We have this zone here. We have this zone here. You just need to understand which zones are liquidity and which zones are valid. Okay, which zones are liquidity and which zones are valid. In this scenario here, this looks like the most suitable area to trade from. If I just flip the charts, what can you see? Flipped charts, incorporate that into your analysis, guys. The moment you start incorporating flipped charts in your analysis, you will see you have a better edge in the market. Why? Because some of you are better at selling than buying. Some of you are better at buying than selling. So if you flip the charts now, you can be good at both. I'm good at selling and I flip the charts if it's bullish. Automatically, I've got a bearish point of view. But in this scenario here, what can I see? Can you guys see now why I selected that level? Does it make it clear? It makes it clear, guys, right? When you flip the charts. Because you might be so good at one side, but then you're ignoring the other side. So here, this is why I've selected this. So for those of you who don't know how to do that, if you're on Windows, you can click Control W, I believe. And on Mac, click Option I. Control I, sorry. Option I, my bad, that's Option I. Okay, so that's why I'm considering this level here. So we can use these levels here as potential take profit targets to look for sales back down. So going back to the 1 hour time frame now, I'll go back to the 1 hourly. I'll go back to the 1 hourly. We are now waiting for some. Let's go back to 3M. Sorry, 3M. Okay, we are now waiting for some accumulation to buy the market back up. We are now waiting for some accumulation to buy the market back up, go back to the daily. And now we're just waiting on these liquidity levels to be taken or to see if they're going to be respected. But in my eyes, with the way that the market is looking right now and the momentum that these bearish candles are coming down with, liquidity needs to be taken before we see any bullish momentum long-term. Keyword long-term, okay? Okay, that's for Euro USD. What other pair do you guys want me to analyze? Gold? Gold, all right, let's do gold. Oof, I can't delete this, guys. This is my artwork. Okay, let me just explain it to you. Let me explain, because I've already done the analysis for this, as you can see. Yeah, but it's gonna be long. Yeah, because we're short on time as well. Okay, so right now, I'm gonna like gold is a bit messy with the charts in it. Should I do it on another broker quickly? Yeah, no, you know, let me just stick to this because same analysis. All right, cool. So what we've seen, price, as you guys know, 3-4 weeks ago, whatever it was, can't remember. I was waiting for this trade. Price tapped into this level of imbalance over here. Okay, price tapped to the level of imbalance, which makes us very, very bearish on gold. Why? Because it's taken bullish liquidity from here and it's taken bullish liquidity from here. There was a generation of trendline liquidity right here. Okay, and price left another imbalance down below here with some triple equal lows, 1, 2, 3, which is why I'm very, very, very bearish on gold at this moment in time. So we have a supply level, we have a level of imbalance. Which level do we take? We are waiting. Trendline liquidity has been taken, not fully. I believe that will happen over time. So if I now scale into the 15-hour, what am I looking for? I'm looking for zones that price could potentially react off of. So there's a zone here that we can potentially find the demand level in, potentially. Okay, just based on the experience, I can potentially find a level of demand here. There should be a level of demand somewhere here. What can I see? Here we are. Level of demand. Okay, and if we scale in, we're going to try and find a cleaner level of demand. So what did I say about wicks? They tell a story, right? So you can even get these where you don't even mark out the level of demand on a high time frame. You just mark out the wick of it, and on the lower time frame, it will show you something potentially. 9-hour, 8-hour, 7. Oh, this level is good as well. Let's mark it out for now. Actually, let's delete it because there's an Asian low right below it. 6-hour. 5-hour. 4-hour. 3-hour. 2-hour. 1-hour. Okay, and scenarios like this, what you want to do when you can see an Asian low, you refine your POI to anything below the Asian low, then you look to find something within it. You look to find your demand zone. 45-minute. Half an hour. 29-minute. And nice level of supply. See? This candle has engulfed the bearish candle. It's engulfed already. Scaling even more. The 20-minute, 20-minute same. It's good. 15. There we are. You guys see? When you see a big wick, mark it out. There's something going on. We say this time and time again. What do we find? We found a clean level of demand. So now, If we go to current price, we can see we're not really far away from this level of demand right here. And we understand on a higher time frame buy at a 3 month, it's a very, very long time away. So we can understand that this is potential long-term targets for gold. So what do we do in this scenario, guys? What's that? What's that? Wait for what? Okay. In this scenario, personally, myself, what I would do is I would wait. I would wait for price to show me some clarity. So let's go on a 1 hour time frame. Can we see any zone that we can potentially enter a trade off of that, you know, where an Asian high and Asian low was taken, etc. Okay. We've got this zone here. Okay, we've got this zone because this wick pinched that last Asian high right there. So we've got this zone where if we scale in, we can find an unmitigated level of supply, an order block right there. We have this trend line liquidity right here, which also lies within an Asian range. So in this scenario, we are waiting for price to either pull back to this level here, or if it goes down, we wait for accumulation. It just happens to be that gold, with where it's at right now, is in the middle of a market. And what do we do in the middle of a market? We wait. We only enter from the top of a market or a bottom of a market. We only consider that. Okay? So here we are now. And we are waiting as gold approaches the 15-minute level of demand that we marked out over here. Can you counter trend? As in, I wouldn't really call this a counter trend. If price comes up to take out this liquidity over here, taps in, distributes, changes character, you can enter back down to here. Well, I would enter back down to here. However, if price taps into the demand, accumulates, springs, changes character, leaves me a nice level of demand, I would enter from there and use that as a TP target. This is why we are adaptive. We have 2 case studies right now. Okay, we have 2 case studies right now. If it doesn't come with a trend, if it doesn't come for this trend line liquidity right now in a form of bullish momentum, once it taps in and it comes back up, it will come back for it. There's an Asian high there as well. Okay. So right now, Euro USD, we've explained the analysis, and gold, we've just explained the analysis as well. Right now, gold, you just got to sit on your hands. There's nothing clear for gold right now. You've got to sit on your hands. Yeah, as you can see, prices still accumulating. So there's nothing is going to entice early buyers over here, where there is a level of demand right here. You see, waiting for that to fail, you can annotate that, and say wait for demand to fail. So that is the analysis, and that is this Sunday's market breakdown Zoom call. Thank you guys for attending the Zoom call. Appreciate it. And yeah, take care, guys. There won't be a Q&A on this one. And I'll catch you guys next Sunday.